you ever wanted to go to a place that attracts millions of visitors each year, and meanwhile there's a geothermal bomb right beneath your feet? Well then, Yellowstone is right for you. Today, I'll be telling you all about Yellowstone. Through my own experiences and research, I'll be telling you about Yellowstone's geology and history, as well as the native animals and the overall purpose of Yellowstone. The first thing that I'll be going over today is the discovery of Yellowstone. Before the Yellowstone National Park actually had its name, it was an unknown land to many European immigrants. However, this all changed in 1808 when a famous explorer named John Coulter discovered it during a midwinter. He knew this place was like no other because of all the hot springs and geysers that shot up hot water out of the ground and covered the area with green grass. According to the Department of Interior, 70 years after the discovery, it was established as the very first national park in existence and covered more than 2.2 million acres in land. It was given the name Yellowstone after the river which ran through the park. After Yellowstone National Park was established, it was recognized all over the world for its beautiful landscapes, such as its mountains, waterfalls, and glacier-carved valleys. However, it's most acknowledged for its landmarks like the hot springs and geysers, which were caused by geothermal activity in the Earth's crust. This hot energy was generated from a supervolcano called caldera, which was right below the Earth, or right below the park. According to the U.S. Geological Service, the volcano is so powerful that by its next eruption, it's estimated to wipe out a large population of humanity, or a large portion of humanity. However, it's not estimated to erupt for thousands of years. Like the supervolcano, there are many more fascinations found within Yellowstone. Yellowstone is home to numerous amounts of wildlife, including wolves, elk, grizzly bears, and bison, which are all native to the lands. The bison, according to the National Park Service, are the only bison in America to not go extinct from overkilling or due to farming during the 19th century. In the 1880s, there were less than 100 wild bison ever recorded. Today, there are more than 4,500 bison roaming freely throughout Yellowstone. Just like the bison, many animals in Yellowstone thrive off the land and have grown in population. When the elk population exploded and became overpopulated, the park knew they had to do something about it. This is when they reintroduced the gray wolf. The gray wolf was a native species that got killed off in the early 1900s due to overhunting. The gray wolf was reintroduced in 1996 and had significant impacts on the land. As a result of the new apex predator, the elk herds were stabilized and the elk population became balanced once again. Since the elk population was stabilized, many aspen trees were restored. Because of this, many birds came back to the Yellowstone and erosion declined. The park maintains proper balance of nature as well as human interaction by not only keeping populations in check with natural solutions, but also having regulations protecting animals and natural landscapes, some of which are no feeding or harming the animals and no destruction of park features. Even though there are many restrictions within Yellowstone, Yellowstone offers many things for people, such as recreational activities. Some of these recreational activities are things like hiking. In fact, there is 127 hiking trails found within Yellowstone, and at the end of some of these trails you can find lakes, which many people like to fish. If hiking is not for you though, Yellowstone has an extensive road system that cuts through the valleys and forests, where you can see many different species of wildlife, one of which is bison, which can be found along the roads quite often. There are many landmarks in Yellowstone along the roads as well. One of the most popular landmarks is Old Faithful. Old Faithful is a geyser that shoots hot steaming water out of the ground every 60 to 110 minutes. All in all, Yellowstone is filled with many wonders. Today, I told you about the extraordinary and peculiar landforms, such as the geysers and hot springs, that were caused by a supervolcano found underneath the park. And I also talked about several different species of animals that inhabit the park, like elk, bison, and wolves. Lastly, I told you how the land and animals are diligently protected by the National Park Service, while allowing people to experience all that it has to offer. Yellowstone is truly one of the most fascinating and unique places on Earth. I hope that you too, like me, have a chance to visit it one day. Thank you for listening.